Well, disclosure might have a little bit of a hiccup, as it seems that the administration themselves getting pushback, and the president orders are getting blocked about UAP disclosure. At least that's what David Grusch says. UAP whistleblower David Grusch, of course, who kind of blew the lid off this thing in 2023. First with the interview with Ross Coulthart, and then the hearing in 2023. He's been a little bit more vocal this year than last year, and he was kind of off the map for a little bit, but he's back now. I mean, it doesn't mean he's been off the map in general, just in the public eye at least. So here's what he said to Fox News, and then we'll talk about his comments afterwards. Check it out.
What you're saying is we are on the cusp of getting a lot more details that deal with actual alien beings, however you're going to describe them.
That's certainly up to the president's team, and I certainly support them, but it has come to my attention actually recently, as of today, there are some actors within certain intelligence agencies, to include DIA and CIA specifically, that are actually blocking some of the president's presidentially appointed team and getting access and getting control on some of these historical records. So I really expect the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security, Bradley Hansel, to take care of that, as some of that's under his cognizance, especially on the national program side, which is directly under his organization, to reveal some of the historical National Security Council records on this.
Hey, thanks for checking out the show today. I don't know about you, but for me, I had to wake up and I needed a cup of coffee just to feel like a human being. Some people feel that way with a nicotine pouch, and they just need it in order to feel, okay, that's what I need to go. That's what I need to go. 2-3 cups of coffee. So I recently was sent the Ultra pouches, and it's really a game changer. It's a changed focus and energy levels. Probably was about, 2 months ago. And the pouches are nicotine free. They're caffeine free, which is, I think, the whole reason why you check them out. They're truly clean. They're powdered pouches designed to sharpen your mind and lift your energy, all without caffeine, all without nicotine, or that crash, which is the same thing. And what they use is the Infinity PX, which is a cleaner, smoother energy booster, more so than caffeine. The Alpha GPC, which is a nootropic for enhanced mental processing, and they have vitamin BG, B12, balanced energy, and mood. So I didn't even realize that you could feel like this without caffeine. I didn't know it was possible, to be honest. And I've been going to the gym more often. I feel the recovery process is a little quicker now. And I can totally see myself keeping this at the office, to be honest, right? I have it near the front when I walk in, and pop one in, and that's it. And I want to go to work. So 90% of the users saw significant improvements in their overall focus levels, with calm, steady flow, state focus, enhanced memory, smooth energy, mood balance, all with zero nicotine and zero caffeine. So I highly recommend the Ultra pouches. It's the ultimate guilt-free pouch, delivering instant focus, mental clarity without nicotine, without caffeine. New customers can use that code DTE, get 15% off at takeultra.com. That's takeultra.com. You get 15% off with that code DTE. You're going to purchase it. You're going to go and you check it out. They're going to say, where'd you hear about us? You tell them that DTE, Kristian Harloff, sent you. Please support the show and let them know that I sent them your way, or the other way around, whatever. Okay, so clearly, which is a good thing, Grusch has been pretty involved in this and trying to get to the bottom of it and working within to figure out what's happening, right? He's a spokesperson for this stuff, and as he should be. So the first initial question is, for the documents that were supposed to be coming out and things that were supposed to be, remember what Tim Burchett said not too long ago about the second and third batches of the information that's coming out about the UAP stuff that's disclosed is the stuff that people are going to be like, whoa, that's the stuff that's going to make people kind of open their eyes and see a couple more things. But as we've talked about, the thing that the problem is, and what Burchett has also said, the gatekeepers who have been doing this for so long, they can find a way to say, well, you can release that, but you can't release that. Don't release that. You can't release that. No, not that. And you have to get to a spot where you are releasing things that make an impact. Because I did a whole live stream on some of the documents the other day, and a lot of you on this channel were talking about it too. But I double streamed it. I did this on purpose. I ran it from my pop culture channel as well, because there's, whether it's skeptics or people who don't really pay attention to it, or very similar to the talk show audiences that hear UFOs go, and don't really have any details. They just automatically say that's not real because they don't really pay attention to it, so that they just kind of scoff at it. You have to get to a place where whatever these things are that you're releasing, that they're the sheep mentality, that's a nothing burger, that has to go away. Because the first batch is we're doing this. And it's almost like when you equate it to the first hearing. Well, I guess it wasn't necessarily the first hearing. 2023 was a big hearing. 2022, there was a hearing, but 2023 was a major hearing. And then that hearing where you had Grusch, you had Graves, you had Fravor, you had all of them. Like it was so impactful, and it did so much, and it got headlines, and it did all these different things. Now, when the 2024 hearing came out, and it's the same type of stuff in that hearing, and even 2025, the hearing is the same kind of stuff and nothing that really moves the needle, people go, oh, okay, great, sure, whatever. There has to be information. This file dump, the first one was, look at what we're doing, look at what we're able to do. We have now opened this up. Here are some of these files. Make of it what you will. The next couple of dumps can't be the same stuff, because that's when people will lose interest. But look how important it is. It's more dots and potential spheres and things too. It's like, we got that in the first one. What is it? And whether it's right or wrong, that's how people think. So the idea that he asked, and he said, well, is it potentially true that there's going to be kind of alien information? Listen to that first line again.
What you're saying is we are on the cusp of getting a lot more details that deal with actual alien beings, however you're going to describe them.
So clearly that's been discussed, right? And clearly, whatever it might be, because David Grusch has also been very careful with his words and never said, when he's been asked on various shows and various things that he's been on about outer space and those types of things, he has, whatever he knows, he makes it very clear to not, I don't really think you ever hear him say aliens or anything too. He's talked about bodies and other things too. I think he knows a little bit more when it comes to the quantum physics element of this and all that. That's the major question that will be, hopefully, won't be answered, but maybe can start to be speculated on if these types of files come out and this type of information comes out. And as he asked, what like, if we're hinting at it, like, what are we hinting at exactly? What are we, what do we know about beings or other things or bodies or whatever it might be? What do we know about that stuff? What kind of details will be in those files? Now, the follow-up to that was, he said, well, the problem with that is that it seems to be getting a block. Now, no, you can't look at that. No, not those. No, you can't do that. That is, as Grusch says at the end, where you have to have the top people saying, we're not doing the no anymore. Anything they want, release it. This is what we're asking for, release it. That is that really is what we're hoping for here. And it's like Age of Disclosure said, and other documentaries before it, right? That they look upon presidents and administrations like hired guns that are just there for a little bit, 4 years, 8 years, and then they move on. We don't need to tell them. They can know what they know. Here's what we'll let them know. But other things, we don't have to really, they don't have to have privy to it. And so maybe this administration is kicking the most doors down potentially, but they know how to maneuver around and say, no, you can't look at that. You look at that. Sure, you want these files, take that. That's okay. But they're not going to let the things out there that they know are really going to move the needle. And the question, and I think one of the things that also hurts is when anytime, like the one thing that the president is doing is saying, yeah, we want all the information out there. We're going to, I'm letting my task force go with it. And they're gonna figure this out, or whatever he's saying. He's like, we're gonna make this happen. That's great. The problem is when he's on the plane and everything too. He's like, I don't know. There are many people who think that this is real. I don't really talk about it. What do you mean? What do you mean? You should be talking about it. That's how you get it done. You're very open about other things. This is definitive. This is what we want. This is what I want to happen. I want to know exactly this, that. That's what you got to do. You got to, if you're going to throw down the authority, you throw it down like that for this topic. Just saying like, I don't know what to believe. It's like, hey, we want to release this, but I don't know. If you want this stuff out there, you got to let's go. I want all files. I want everything now. Use that power for that. The blocking of it for that's what everyone always thought, right? Back in the day of, well, if the president and the administration wants this stuff out, then it'll come out. And clearly, this is the other thing where you get that kind of pushback from people going, oh, even Obama said it because he knows, but where Obama said, well, it would get leaked. The government's not good at holding secrets. Well, clearly this isn't deep inside of this potential, but the government, this is a separate thing. This has been going on for an organization that's been doing this for what, 70, 80 years at this point? So there's got to be a way to maneuver around it. And all, I don't know. But the fact that it's being blocked, I don't think anyone's shocked about that. And that literally is what Burchett said on Rogan's show, that this was going to happen. And the question then now remains, will they be able to do anything about it? What do you guys think about this? Do you think that, you saw this coming, this is the whole thing, this is that old George Knapp quote of that they're better at their jobs than we are? Can they actually get around this? Will the next file dump, will that actually contain anything of note, or we're going to get a lot more like we did in the first one? Which again, that's okay for the first one, but for the second and the third, does it need to be more, and will it be more? Put your thoughts in there. Please let me know. Thank you for being here, as always. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the flip side.